Welcome to our 3-day adventure in and around Southampton. Here's a look at what we did during our visit. On day 1, we hopped on a train from Southampton to Canterbury, which is about a 3.5-hour ride, changing trains in London. The journey through the English countryside was beautiful, with lush green landscapes rolling by. Our main reason for the trip was to visit Larry's uncle Jeff and Aunt Savannah, who live in Canterbury. We spent the day catching up, enjoying a lovely home-cooked meal, and exploring the charming streets of this historic city. From the moment we stepped out of the station, the charm of Canterbury was on full display. The town is a perfect mix of history and greenery, with narrow streets lined with centuries-old architecture. It's an easy walk from the station, and the whole town feels calm and welcoming. And soon the river came into view. There's something so peaceful about hearing the gentle flow of water as you walk by. Uncle Jeff's flat is just a few steps away, nestled along the riverbank. The paths open into a quiet, scenic area with the river flowing gently past, making it the perfect spot for a relaxing end to our walk. Day 2 was all about ancient history. We joined an excursion to the world-famous Stonehenge. Our journey to Stonehenge started with a bus ride through the heart of the English countryside and national forest. As we made our way through the towns, we were greeted by rows of charming thatched roof cottages. These traditional homes with their straw-topped roofs give the villages a unique and timeless character. Between the towns, the rolling hills of the countryside stretched out as far as the eye could see. Fields of green dotted with sheep and cows created a serene and peaceful backdrop. It's moments like this that really make you appreciate the calm beauty of rural England. As we got closer to Stonehenge, we were excited knowing that we were just moments away from seeing one of the most iconic landmarks in the world.
Out of it, and the one next to it has an extended semicircle, so they interlock. But underneath, and you can see it on that very, very tall one on the right hand side, it has a pin sticking up, and it's a tenant and mortar joint. So the pins would have interlocked with little cups on the bottom of the stone. So they were all quite secure. But they did all this carving without any tooling whatsoever. They did it all by hand by just using other sarsen stones to kind of just beat it, and it would have taken them weeks and months to carve them out.
Being here is surreal. These massive stones, arranged in perfect alignment, have been here for over 5,000 years. No one really knows exactly why Stonehenge was built, whether it was a place of worship, an astronomical calendar, or something else entirely. But standing in front of it, you can't help but feel the weight of its history. Visiting Stonehenge isn't just about seeing stones. It's about connecting with a piece of human history that remains shrouded in mystery. It's truly one of those places you have to experience in person to fully appreciate. After our incredible visit to Stonehenge, we continued our journey to Salisbury, a beautiful city just a short drive away. We walked around the Salisbury Cathedral, which has the tallest church spire in the entire UK, and seeing it up close is truly awe-inspiring. After our cathedral visit, it was time to enjoy a classic English treat. We found a cozy Cornish bakery in the heart of Salisbury and ordered some freshly baked Cornish pasties, accompanied by, of course, a pot of English tea. Our final day was spent exploring Southampton itself. We took a bus from the port to the city center. From the bus stop, it was a short, easy walk to our destination, the SeaCity Museum. Southampton is well known as the port from which the Titanic set sail on its ill-fated voyage, and the museum's Titanic Exposition is one of the best places to learn about the iconic ship and its passengers. As soon as we stepped into the museum, we were transported back into 1912. The Titanic Exposition is thoughtfully designed, walking you through the lives of the passengers and crew, many of whom were from Southampton itself. You really got a sense of the scale and the human stories behind the ship's tragic journey. From personal artifacts to detailed models of the ship, every piece on display brings history to life. The interactive exhibits, like standing on a virtual deck or hearing survivor stories, made it even more engaging. Visiting the SeaCity Museum was a humbling experience. It gave us a deeper appreciation for the impact the Titanic had on the people of Southampton and beyond. If you're ever in the area, this exposition is definitely worth a visit.
The time was, but was getting on. Anyway, we got them all up, or as many as we could, and got them into the boats.
They started to lower the boat, and my father put my mother and I without any trouble at all. That was it. I never saw him again. He told me to hold my mummy's hand and be a good girl. That's all he said.
We had a 4 feet area sea of the boat, of course, for the passengers.
The panic seemed to me to start after the boats had gone. We could hear it. But when we were in the boat rowing away, then we could hear the panic and people rushing about on the deck and screaming and looking for lifeboats. I can only tell you I was terrified. Oh, it was dreadful.
Well, at that time, the ship was getting well down, and all our lifeboats were away, excepting this one.
Ocean, well, it seemed to me like almost like a long time. Of course, it wasn't. But it sort of stood up stark against the sky and then heeled over and went down.
Well, as I said, one of the sailors who was in the boat had to row further out because of the suction of the Titanic.
And you could hear the people screaming and threshing about in the water. And finally, the ghastly noise of the people threshing about and screaming and drowning, that finally ceased.
when you were out in the lifeboat, you could see her lights going down, disappearing, like that. Because she was as high as this building, you know, very high ship. And you could see her lights disappearing all the time, till it got to the boilers, and then a most terrible explosion. And of course, right after the explosion, she went down slow.